What's up from the Northeast? So it's been a little while since we did any kind of techie stuff. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to change the shroud on a Huben K1. If you have a K1 and you want to change it from aluminum to carbon fiber to aluminum, etc., etc., this is how you're going to do it. So this was originally carbon fiber, as it's a limited edition, but the baffles ended up blowing out of the gun. The threads gave way and the threaded end piece took off with it. So I bought a Donnyfl threaded adapter and I've epoxied it into the carbon fiber. The aluminum shroud is good, it's rugged, but I just want it a little bit quieter. It's not as quiet as I'd like it to be. It's quiet, but I want it to be backyard friendly, and I don't think it's quite backyard friendly. Some would argue that it's the quietest, shroud made, but I would disagree, I guess. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this aluminum one off, and I'm going to replace it back again with the carbon fiber with the threaded adapter, so I can use some of my favorite moderators, including this Donnyfl Tatsu, which I think would actually look really good on this. So let's get that started. So it can be a little tricky to get this gun apart, only because you have to remove the power wheel. I know on the synthetic stocks it's a little bit different because you have a pin you have to punch out versus a screw that holds the stock in. So if you have a walnut one, this is going to be the exact steps. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this power wheel first, which is a 2.5 millimeter. Just be careful when you're taking it out. We don't want to lose any screws. So you're going to remove this center screw right here. Just kind of hang on to the power wheel, and if you have to mark it so you know exactly where to go back to, just kind of hang on to that power wheel. Get that screw. Pull that wheel. There's going to be a little plate. It has a smooth side and then a side with some indents. Remember, that goes back in, indent down. I forgot. You're going to need some needle nose pliers. These ones with the bends actually work really good, and the reason for that is this little wheel in here with the bearings has to come out. So it has two holes, which I'm going to use these pliers to put in and spin that out. I mean, you could probably use two Allen keys. If you're crafty, you can make a tool. I mean, if there's a tool out there for this, put it in the comments, because I don't know if there is one, or I've never seen one. Once you get it to where you can get a grip on it with your fingers, you can just spin that out. So we'll take that out. Right behind it is this piece right here. So you have this part that has like some indents, like a nut. Remember, that goes up and the circular part goes down. So now we're going to pull that stock screw, which is a 4 millimeter. Again, the synthetic stocks have like a steel dowel that goes through. You got to punch out to get the stock off. So we'll remove that stock, set that somewhere safe and out of the way. Okay. Pretty sure these are all right. Nope. Okay. You're going to need a 3 millimeter. We're going to remove this barrel band first. Screws don't have to come out all the way, just get them somewhat loose so that gets moving. Set that aside. Now we're going to remove these screws here, and you're also going to remove this screw for your trigger linkage. And I'm going to show you why in a second. What is that? Okay, that is also a 3mm. Pull that right now. Move that aside. I'm going to take that screw I took out and I'm going to put it right back in so I don't lose it. And that's your trigger linkage screw. We're going to flip that back over and we're going to remove these. I'm pretty sure you only have to remove this front one. But we'll remove them all. Why are you not sliding? Alright, there we go. Alright, that should slide off now. I'll have a little bit of force. And you can pull that shroud out. I'm going to use that opportunity to kind of clean the barrel off. And then I'm going to add a little bit of silicone grease to that barrel so that shroud can slide right on there. Not a ton, just a little bit, and then I'm spreading it around with my finger just to kind of give that barrel a little bit of lube and also some protection. All right. We're going to slide that on, that shroud. You have this little cutout in the shroud. That's where that screw in the front is going to sit to lock this in place. So just kind of line that up by eye. What did I do wrong here? All right. Pretty sure this has got to go on first. Now our shroud. Again, remember that cutout. Just kind of eyeball it and make sure it's lined up. For that screw to get back in where it belongs. Might have to kind of play with that and seem to be having a little bit of difficulty getting that screw back in. Helps to kind of hold it up and see where that line is at. I feel like this is, whatever that is slid forward. I'm just going to take this back piece out of the shroud just to kind of see what's going on here, because I feel like that there's a piece in there that's slid forward and it shouldn't be. and it's blocking the screw from wanting to go back to where it belongs. Yes. All right. Slide that back forward. I don't know why that slid back like that. All right, so we don't need to take that back piece out now. Sorry about that, guys. That's all right. In case it happens to you, then you'll know how to fix it. Now that screw should go right back home with no issues. Yes. Or not. I am having a heck of a time with that. It didn't give me any trouble when I put the aluminum one on there. There we go. We're not going to edit that out because that wouldn't be realistic, right? I had some issues. We overcame it. And if you run into those issues, you'll be able to overcome them too. Because that's life, right? We're not always going to have everything exactly how we want it. All right, so now we're going to put that trigger linkage screw back in. And you might want to add a little bit of Loctite to that. I'm just going to snug mine down and put our barrel band back on. Last time I marked the barrel band with a pencil, and it's still there, luckily. So I knew exactly where it was. So I marked it on both sides, in and out, to give me a reference point to put it back exactly where it was. And luckily it was still there because I had gone a little bit too far with that. Now we'll put this back in. We'll start with this front screw, and that front screw was a 4mm. We'll go by hand and then we'll snug it up. Okay, this next part can be a little tricky, but I'm going to show you a trick that I learned. So remember, the smooth circle down first, and you're going to want that to go right over the top of the, there's a little bar down there. And then next, this piece, and we'll screw that on. Get it by hand as far as we can. And then we'll snug it up with the pliers. Just be careful with the pliers. We don't want them to slip and scratch anything or ding anything up. All right. Remember, you got a smooth side and an indented side. That indented side is going to go down first, because that's what's going to grab when you do your power wheel. Hang on to your power wheel. Actually, I'm going to back that off. Go back to where I had it. Tighten that on. Make sure that's tight. And that's it. And now we have our carbon fiber shroud back on, and we can add a can, which was the whole point of doing this for me. But for you, Who knows why you're doing it? Maybe you're just upgrading to the carbon fiber shroud, or maybe you want an aluminum shroud. But in any case, that's it, guys. That's how you swap a shroud on a Huben K1. Later!